If you want to understand why some individuals develop aggressive cancers while others with the same genetic mutations never do, it is incomplete to focus solely on their genes. You must also examine their dietary patterns and metabolic environment. A common misconception is that cancer is purely genetic, that DNA damage is irreversible, and that once a cell becomes cancerous, nutrition has no meaningful influence. However, after nearly 15 years in emergency medicine and extensive exposure to oncology patients, I've observed evidence that challenges this conventional narrative. A growing body of research demonstrates that specific dietary compounds can support DNA repair mechanisms and influence tumor biology, including limiting tumor progression by interfering with blood vessel formation. This is not about vague health benefits, but about measurable biological effects. A microscopic tumor without access to a blood supply cannot grow beyond approximately 1 to 2 millimeters, roughly the tip of a ballpoint pen. The moment new blood vessels infiltrate that tumor, however, growth can accelerate dramatically up to 16,000 times its original size within approximately 2 weeks under certain experimental conditions. Hello, I'm Dr. Stephanie, an emergency medicine physician. Over the years, I repeatedly encountered patients battling cancer while being told that nutrition plays little to no role in outcomes. That disconnect led me to revisit the scientific literature more critically. What I found was not new, it has existed for decades. There is substantial evidence showing that certain foods can activate intrinsic anti-cancer pathways within the human body. Yet, this information is rarely emphasized in routine clinical practice. In this discussion, I will walk you through the specific foods that support DNA repair at the cellular level and explain how the body can limit tumor growth by regulating blood vessel formation. We will explore the science of angiogenesis and why it represents a central mechanism in cancer progression, identify key bioactive compounds in foods that influence this process, examine how nutrition contributes to DNA repair, and, importantly, outline the quantities required to meaningfully activate these protective systems. Before we go further, a quick request. Many viewers watch multiple videos without realizing they are not subscribed. If you find value in evidence-based health discussions like this, consider subscribing. It helps extend this information to a wider audience. Let's begin with a foundational concept that reframes how we think about cancer. Cancer cells are forming in your body continuously. In my body, in everyone's body. This is not pathological in itself. It is a normal consequence of cellular biology. The human body contains approximately 40 trillion cells, many of which are constantly dividing to replace damaged or aging cells. During this replication process, errors inevitably occur. You can think of this as repeatedly photocopying a document. Over time, small imperfections appear. In biological terms, these imperfections are mutations, and some of them produce abnormal cells. A subset of these abnormal cells may exhibit cancer-like properties. At any given moment, it is entirely plausible that microscopic clusters of such cells exist within your body. So why does this not result in universal cancer? Because the immune system functions as a continuous surveillance mechanism. Specialized immune cells identify and eliminate these abnormal cells before they can proliferate. This system is remarkably effective. However, a critical transition occurs when cancer cells evade immune detection. Even then, they remain harmless unless they overcome a fundamental limitation: access to nutrients and oxygen. To grow, they require a blood supply. This is where angiogenesis becomes essential. Angiogenesis refers to the formation of new blood vessels. Under normal conditions, this process is tightly regulated. The body maintains a precise balance. Too few blood vessels result in tissue hypoxia, while excessive vessel growth contributes to pathological conditions such as diabetic retinopathy. You can think of it as maintaining a lawn at an optimal height. Growth is encouraged when needed and suppressed when excessive. This equilibrium, what we might call a physiological Goldilocks zone, is critical for health. Cancer disrupts this balance. Tumor cells secrete signaling molecules, particularly vascular endothelial growth factor, VEGF, which stimulate the formation of new blood vessels directed toward the tumor. Once vascularization occurs, the tumor gains access to nutrients and oxygen, enabling rapid expansion. Experimental data has demonstrated that tumors without a blood supply remain dormant at approximately 1 to 2 millimeters. They may persist in this state for years without causing harm. However, once angiogenesis is initiated, growth becomes exponential. Research, including work associated with Harvard Medical School, has shown that vascularized tumors can increase dramatically in size within a matter of weeks. This insight has driven the development of angiogenesis-inhibiting drugs, which are now used in oncology. These therapies aim to starve tumors by preventing blood vessel formation. While effective in certain contexts, they often come with systemic side effects because they interfere with vascular processes throughout the body. Here is where nutrition becomes particularly relevant. When researchers began testing natural compounds using the same assays developed for pharmaceutical screening, they discovered that many foods contain bioactive substances capable of modulating angiogenesis. For example, green tea contains epigallocatechin gallate, EGCG, a polyphenol that has demonstrated significant anti-angiogenic activity in laboratory models, comparable, in some cases, to experimental pharmacological agents. Importantly, green tea is not unique. More than 100 foods have been identified with measurable anti-angiogenic properties. These findings are not speculative. They are based on controlled laboratory studies where blood vessel growth can be directly observed and quantified. The second major mechanism involves DNA repair. DNA damage occurs continuously due to ultraviolet radiation, environmental toxins, dietary exposures, and normal metabolic processes. The body possesses sophisticated repair systems to correct this damage. However, these systems are nutrient dependent. Without adequate nutritional support, DNA repair becomes less efficient, allowing mutations to accumulate. This is analogous to a road developing potholes without maintenance. Over time, structural integrity deteriorates. One particularly compelling line of research involves kiwi fruit. A study conducted at the University of Oslo examined the effects of kiwi consumption on DNA integrity. Participants who consumed 1 kiwi per day showed a 60% reduction in measurable DNA damage. Those consuming 3 kiwis daily demonstrated not only reduced damage, but also enhanced DNA repair capacity. This effect is attributed to a combination of vitamin C, polyphenol, and other antioxidants working synergistically. Vitamin C plays a direct role in neutralizing reactive oxygen species and supports enzymatic pathways involved in DNA repair. However, the broader benefit arises from the complex matrix of compounds present in the whole fruit. This highlights a critical principle. Whole foods often exert more powerful biological effects than isolated nutrients. The interactions between multiple compounds can amplify their impact in ways that are not fully replicated by supplements. Cancer prevention, therefore, is not solely about avoiding harmful exposures such as tobacco, excessive alcohol, or ultraviolet radiation. It is equally about actively supporting the body's intrinsic defense systems. These include immune surveillance, regulation of angiogenesis, and DNA repair. From a mechanistic standpoint, several pathways are influenced by diet. Anti-angiogenic compounds in foods can inhibit VEGF signaling, effectively disrupting the communication between tumors and the vascular system. Certain foods enhance immune function by increasing the activity of natural killer cells and T lymphocytes, which are directly involved in identifying and destroying malignant cells. For example, research from the University of Auckland demonstrated that consumption of blueberries significantly increased circulating T cells and enhanced immune activity. The anthocyanins responsible for the blue pigmentation appear to play a central role in this effect. Another critical dimension involves the gut microbiome. The composition of gut bacteria has a profound influence on immune function. A specific bacterium, Akkermansia mucinifila, has been associated with improved responses to immunotherapy. Research from the Gustav Rusi Cancer Campus showed that patients with higher levels of this bacterium responded more effectively to cancer treatments. Dietary components, including polyphenol found in foods such as pomegranate, can promote the growth of beneficial bacteria like Akkermansia, thereby indirectly enhancing immune-mediated cancer defense. Now that we understand the mechanisms, the practical question becomes, What should you actually eat and in what quantities? Kiwi fruit at 1 to 3 servings daily supports DNA protection and repair. Green tea, ideally 3 cups per day, provides EGCG to inhibit angiogenesis. Blueberries, at approximately 1 cup daily, enhance immune function and reduce inflammation. Soy-based foods consumed regularly contain genistein, a compound with potent anti-angiogenic effects. Broccoli sprouts provide sulforaphane, which activates detoxification pathways and exhibits anti-cancer properties. Cooked tomatoes offer lycopene, particularly when consumed with healthy fats to enhance absorption. Pomegranate supports the gut microbiome and contributes to immune regulation. Timing and consistency are critical. Nutrients must be available when the body's repair systems are most active, particularly during sleep. Combining foods can create synergistic effects. For example, adding lemon to green tea enhances catechin absorption, and pairing tomatoes with olive oil increases lycopene bioavailability. Consistency is more important than intensity. Regular, moderate intake of these foods sustains protective pathways more effectively than sporadic, high intake. From a clinical perspective, patients who adopt an additive approach, focusing on incorporating beneficial foods rather than eliminating all indulgences, tend to achieve more sustainable outcomes. It is also important to recognize the limitations of supplementation. While certain compounds can be isolated and consumed in pill form, they often lack the synergistic complexity of whole foods. Ultimately, cancer is not solely a matter of genetic fate. The body possesses sophisticated systems capable of preventing and controlling malignant processes. Nutrition provides the substrates required for these systems to function optimally. To summarize, cancer cells require a blood supply to grow beyond microscopic size. Certain foods can interfere with this process by inhibiting angiogenesis. Others support DNA repair, enhance immune surveillance, and optimize the gut microbiome. The 7 key foods discussed, kiwi, green tea, blueberries, soy, broccoli sprouts, cooked tomatoes, and pomegranate, operate through multiple complementary mechanisms. Consistency, proper preparation, and strategic combination amplify their effects. You have more influence over your cancer risk than is often communicated. Your biology is not passive. It is dynamic, responsive, and highly dependent on the environment you create through daily choices, including what you eat.